We'll come onto our backs. And place your legs however they're comfortable. So the low back might like it if the knees are bent. Your hips might like it if the knees are out. You might feel most at ease just having your legs straight. Do what works for you. And if you're comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body on the ground. Starting with the back body, beginning at the feet or the heels, feeling their weight resting. See how much you can really rest the feet. Feeling the ground below and just surrendering to it. And then if the legs are on the ground, releasing the legs. And the buttocks. The low back. The mid back. Feel the shoulder blades touching down. Letting go. How heavy can the backs of the arms feel? And the hands. And notice the feeling of your head. Letting go of your head. And then letting the front of the body melt down into the back of the body. Almost like your organs are dropping into your back. And then feel the inside of your body taking breath, releasing breath. And then deepening the breath. Filling the lungs. And pulling the belly down toward the spine as you exhale. And then we'll all bend the knees and lift the feet roughly to the height of the knees. And you can see how doing that flattens your lower back on the ground. We'll keep the lower back pressed down into the ground by pressing down through the abdominal muscles. Then we'll slowly lower one foot at a time, touching the heel to the floor without letting the lower back arch, without bending the knee any more than the starting position, 90 degrees. And see if your body wants to coordinate the movement with your breathing. If so, do you find yourself inhaling as you lower or exhaling? Trust the wisdom of your body that it's going to do what works for it. Welcome. So if you've just joined, maybe take a moment, even just 5 seconds, to establish yourself in a relaxed, full breathing posture before you join us in this movement. And once you do come into this movement, remember that we're trying to keep the lower back flat and pressed down into the ground, fighting against the natural tendency for it to arch up as we lower the foot down. And if you're done and you're feeling like you've had enough and you want to just hug your knees to your chest, feel free to do that. And then if you joined us late and you want to keep going, feel free. The rest of pull the knees into the chest. And take some deep breaths and notice when the thighs are up toward the belly, how the deep breath feels different than when the legs are flat out or away from the belly. See if you can notice how being in this position changes the placement of your breath. And then if you're still doing the leg lowers, join us in knees to chest. And place one hand on each knee. And we'll circle the knees around away from each other so they're moving in opposite directions. And it's good to hold on to your knees so that you're not engaging your muscles as much, and then you can get a little bit more movement. We're just looking to warm up the hip joints, so you don't need to be working. And then reverse directions. And then hold the knees out away from each other. You might rest your hands at your inner thighs or your outer thighs, whatever feels more supportive to letting go. And then you can feel that stretch, but also feel if you're resisting it in any way. See if you can let go even more of the legs. Practice a nice, deep, slow breath and use that exhale as a reminder to let go, not just of the breath, but of the body, of the thoughts. Just being fully attuned to what's happening right now. Notice if your mind has an easier time staying with something that's pleasant, or maybe something that's uncomfortable is more grabbing of your attention. After all, that's what media is thriving on. So, it's certainly possible. Just see what's true for you. Okay. And then we'll bring the knees back in. And we'll send the legs straight up. You can hold on to the legs, or you can have your hands on the ground. You want to try to kick up through the heels as best as you can, straightening the legs as much as possible. And now in a moment, we're going to lower the legs. So if you want to make it easier or to support your back, you'll place your hands under your lower back. And please don't be overly invested in doing it the hard way. It's quite a strain on the back. So if you feel like you're doing it without the hands and it's bothering your back, please put your hands under your back. We're going to lower the legs slowly, and we're going to slowly and strongly point and flex the feet as we come down. And if you can, before you hit the ground, just stay hovering over the ground an inch or so without the heels touching down. And just holding the legs, hovering above the ground. You might actually find it easier to lift your head and your arms. You're welcome to do that. And then just let everything rest. Send the arms overhead. Stretch long, breathe deep. And then bring the right foot over to the right. Cross the left foot over the right ankle. Lift your head and lift your upper body and move it to the right. So you're creating a sickle shape with your whole body. And then take hold of your left wrist with your right hand and pull. So we're doing left leg over right foot. If I said it wrong, I apologize. Just practice breathing as much as you can here. How much of this open space that we're creating with this shape can open even more from the fullness of your breath? And then bring the arms and head back to center. Take that left foot and bring it off and over to the left. And then cross the right foot over the left ankle. Lift your head and upper body and move it over to the left. And take hold of your right wrist with your left hand and pull and breathe. So some stretches are more intense because they have gravity, like the hip opener we did, and some are not as intense. But the stretching can be just as deep and effective if you use your breath to stretch from the inside, just like blowing up a balloon. You might take the balloon and kind of pull it a few times to try to get some of the elasticity working. But then it's only when you breathe into it that the balloon really, really starts to expand. We're just doing the same thing, just inflating ourselves. And then come back to center. Lift the arms in the air. And then reach up through the left arm and take it over to the right. Take hold of the wrist with the right hand and pull. And see if you can breathe into that left shoulder blade. And return. Release the hands. Bring the right arm over to the left. Take the wrist with the left hand and pull. Breathe into the space behind you. And come back to center. Release the hands. Press the heels down. Try to see if you can peel yourself up without lifting the heels. Pull the belly in. Reach the hands forward. Peel yourself up. And then have the legs straight. And then either have the arms lifted in the air or have the hands resting beside you. And flex the feet. Press down through the thighs. And even though the arms are lifting up, pull the shoulders down. Really press down through the thighs. Press forward through the heels. Pull in through the toes. Relax the shoulders. And then we'll bend forward and bring the left hand to the right foot, the right arm out to the side. If you don't reach the foot and you have something to hold on, do that, or just hold on to the leg wherever you reach. And then we'll lift the leg left hand to right leg. And then inhale and lift through the head and spread wide across the arms. And then exhale, move your foot to the left and your ribs to the right. Breathe the spine tall and long. Keep turning as you exhale. And come back around to the front. Send the arms up, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Take the right hand to the left foot or leg. Lift the leg up. Send that left arm out and spread wide across the arms and up through the head. And as you exhale, move the foot to the right. Turn the ribs to the left. Full breath. And come back around to the front. Release the foot. Inhale the arms up. Keep the legs straight and fold forward. Rest the arms, drop the elbows. Press down into the thighs, out through the heels. And inhale and lengthen your spine. Try to move your head away from your hips. When you exhale, draw the belly in and just let the weight of your body relax over. Keep the legs actively engaged and the body soft. Slow, long breaths dragging through the spine. Don't try to go further forward. Just try to breathe deeper and let the body give itself over to the breath. On your next inhale, lift up, reach up, and exhale down. And then come onto hands and knees. Hands are under the hips. Sorry, hands are not under the hips. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. My brain's a little scrambled today. And if you're wanting to do a more challenging version of our spinal movements, then just bring your hands in front of the shoulders instead of under the shoulders. Either you can do cat and cow, moving that way. You can try a downward dog on your exhale. You can try an upward dog on your inhale if you want, flipping over onto the tops of your feet, letting the hips hang but not touch down, curling the eyes up. You can just go back and forth between the two, or you can add our yoga push-up, inhaling into plank, exhaling into chaturanga, inhaling into upward dog, exhaling into downward dog. Just find whatever works for you today. See if you need to kind of pump up the energy, or if you need a restful practice. Good. And then we'll all come to hands and knees. I'm going to give you a couple of options. So you can either come into plank, being on your hands and your toes. You can come into modified plank, being on your knees and then just dropping your hips so you're still in a straight line from your knees to your head. Or if you want to do more challenging ab work, come onto your forearms and then lift your knees coming into a low plank. If you don't like any of those options, do whatever you like. And really try to smooth out the breath here. Nice and slow and long and deep. And then if you're wanting to add a little bit more challenge, we're going to just step wide and step in, and step wide and step in, step wide. Try not to lift your hips if you're doing the leg movement. Good. And then come in, bring the knees down, bring the hips down, and we'll all come onto forearms. And we'll take a Sphinx pose. So the elbows are under the shoulders, the hands are shoulder width apart. The pelvis is pressing into the ground, and we draw the hands toward the feet and pull the ribs toward the heads. Send the eyes up and the tailbone down. And see if you can feel your back ribs kind of curving toward the front body. See if you can create that rounding in the mid back. And then see where your breath goes. See how it feels. And then curl the toes under. Bring the knees in. And then touch the index fingers to each other and the thumbs to each other so that you're creating a diamond inside your hands, and just place that on the floor, keeping your elbows where they were. Curl the toes under, take a breath in, and then exhale, lift the knees, and then push forward through the forearms and send your chest toward your thighs. Let your head hang down. Press down through your heels. Keep pressing forward through the arms. Breathe in, breathe out. And then lift your elbows. Take your hands shoulder width apart. Roll the elbows down toward the ground. Sink the chest and the head. Press the hands forward and the thighs back and the heels down. Nice, easy breathing. And then we'll send the left leg up, bend the knee, flex the foot, press the right heel down and press the left heel back behind you, rolling your belly to the left and look under your left arm and up. Really kick that foot back and open the front of that hip. Use your hands, use your breath. And then look forward and step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And then lower that right hip. And then bend your elbows if you can. If you're able to come all the way down onto your elbows, feel free to do that. If you need to bring your right knee to the ground, that's fine. If not, leave it off. And if you are on your elbows, maybe you want to make a pillow out of your fists for your forehead. Press down into your left big toe, press back through your right foot. Let the breath open up a little more space here. Beautiful. Come up onto the hands if you're on the elbow. And send the left arm up. Like you're breathing from your right hand to your left. And release the hand down. Plant the hands under the shoulders. And then just bend that left elbow a little bit and rest the leg on it and lift the foot. Just optional. And then send it back. Come back into downward dog. Feel free to take a child's pose if you're needing a rest instead. We'll wait for you. Find the breath. If you're in child's pose, make your way up into downward dog in your own timing. And we'll lift the right leg, bending the knee, flexing the foot, pressing back through the foot. Keep that left heel grounded and roll the belly to the right. Look under the right shoulder. Breathe. And then set the right foot up to the outside of the hand. Let the hips drop down. Modify by coming onto that left knee if you want. And then bend the elbows. Just let them dip down any amount. If they can come all the way to the ground, then maybe stack your hands or fists and rest your head on them. Keep your right foot firmly planted. Keep sinking. Keep releasing. Lift back up onto your hands if you were on your elbows and send that right arm up, coming into a gentle twist. And see how you can use your feet to kind of really open even more, like pressing down to help lift up and expand, and then breathe to expand even more. And then bring the hand down, slight bend in the elbow, resting the knee on the back of that right arm. And if you can, lift the foot. And then step the foot back, bring the knees down. Let's come into child's pose. Just letting your body rest on your thighs, letting your arms rest on the ground. How much can you let go here? Bring your hands under your shoulders, chin to chest as you press yourself up. We're going to curl the toes under, lift the knees, and then bring the heels together. So the toes are splaying out to the sides, and try to have your heels touching. Your hands will be on the ground in front of you like a frog. So this is a frog pose. If your knees are not able to do this, then feel free to do the other frog pose, which is this. There's not a lot of postures in yoga that have more than one variation, well, more than one pose that has the same name, but there's like 3 frogs. So if you want to do the rigorous one, you're going to keep your fingers on the ground. You're going to inhale, keep your heels together, straighten your legs, fold over, exhale, and come back down, keeping the heels together, and then going as fast as you can. It's a forceful breath. Four more. And then we'll all come into a standing forward bend, having the legs straight, hanging over. And just circle the hips around in the air. Circle the other way. And then come and hang over your right leg. Long, slow breathing again. And then hang over your left leg. Come center. Let the knees bend, tuck the chin, roll yourself up. Reach the arms all the way up. Inhale. And exhale. Take the arms down and clasp them behind your back. Breathe across your chest. And then step the legs wide. Take a breath in. And exhale and fold, lifting the arms, dropping the head, scooping up the lower belly. Just try to let go of the weight of the arms. Let them fall over. Pressing down into the feet, lifting through the thighs, the creases at the tops of the thighs. And then bring yourself up. Take the arms out to the side. Inhale. And then exhale, come to the left without changing your feet. So we're not going to do a triangle. The feet are going to stay facing forward. I'm going to come to the left. I'm going to let the left arm hang, touching nothing. Keep the hips under you. Breathe in all the way. Breathe out and sink. Can you feel the breath coming up under those ribs? And inhale, lifting. Arms out, breath in. Exhale, other side. Drop. Right arm hangs. Left arm reaches. Breathe in like you're breathing between the two arms. Letting the left ribs drop. Letting the right ribs drop. And inhale up. Exhale, release the arms down. Draw the heels in so the toes are wide. Bring the arms out to the side, bend the elbows. And then bend the knees and lower your hips down. Roll your shoulders down your back, coming into goddess pose. Really sinking down through the tailbone. So you don't want your hips to be behind you. You want to drop. Yeah, that's it. Feel the breath. Then go ahead and send your elbows back, bringing your shoulder blades in. And then straighten the legs, reach the arms up, send the arms back, reach the eyes back, reach up to the fingertips, stretch the front body long. Come back up to standing, bringing the palms together at the heart. Bring the toes in once, bring the heels in once, and then come all the way down. Pressing wide, taking fists if you want to press wider. Pull the belly in and down to really release and open the lower back. I like that shape that you're in, Kelly. It looks like a sculpture. You can maybe tell because when you're actually in it, you're not seeing yourself on camera, but it was a very interesting shape. Okay, and release your hands to the ground behind you. Bring your buttocks to the floor. And come onto your back with your knees bent. Feet hip width apart, pulling the feet back so that they're under the knees. And then you'll have the hands by your side with the palms down. Take a breath in, belly, ribs, chest, and then exhale and push down and forward through your feet to lift your hips. And roll your shoulders under you. And then if you're able to clasp your hands, clasp them together in whichever way you're not inclined to. So maybe switch and put the other thumb on the outside. If your hands don't reach, you can hold on to the edges of your yoga mat and pull away from you to create that same effect. And then we're going to push down, forward, and into the ground with the feet. And press down with the upper arms, lifting the hips, lifting the ribs, lifting the heart. And then feeling the front of it inflating as you breathe into it, nice and fully. And release the hands. Lay your spine down slowly, feeling each vertebra touching down. And then once you come all the way down, you'll come into happy baby. So you'll take your hands around the bottoms of your feet, lift your feet up, to hover over your knees. Bring your head down and pull your chin in toward your throat. On your next exhale, relax the backs of the shoulders toward the floor, feeling the hands becoming heavy on the feet. And then with your hands, gently guide the feet in the direction behind you. 2 more breaths here. And then release and hug the knees into the chest. Roll your head from side to side, feeling the head moving across the ground. And then when you're ready, bring the feet down, lift the hips and tuck them under, lower back down, and release the legs and shake them out. And if you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes now. And we'll bring the arms out away from the body with the palms up. Closing the eyes if you can. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the body into the ground. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, releasing the jaw. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind. Letting all the thoughts fade away as you focus in on the feel of your breath. See where you feel your breath most easily and bring your attention there. And then let go of the breath so you're not trying to breathe. Just feeling the breath breathing for you. Letting yourself deeply relax. Letting go. Letting go. Staying with breath. Letting go. Breathe into your heart. Move the fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. Feeling the ground, massaging your back. And then bring hands together, bottoms of the feet together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot. Roll to your side. Rest your head on your underside arm. Rest your body on the ground. Rest your mind in the feeling of this moment. What's here? How is it? Who are you right now? And slowly bring yourself up, coming into any comfortable sitting posture. Sinking down into the ground, lifting up to the sky. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. From the light in me, I bow to the light in you. Namaste.